Oh, Netmarble, you fucking pieces of shit. I have a really big distaste for Netmarble, and unfortunately, Blade and Soul Revolution is really showing a lot of that once again in just poor design choices. I mean, this game is getting review bombed on Google Play, and for decent enough reasons. And I have a lot of mixed opinions on this game right now. And I feel like that Netmarble is really showing their greed with this one, and something I do kind of want to talk about with the mobile games as a whole in the West. Because basically what's going on is, like, notice how a lot of mobile games aren't really targeting North America specifically, and there's a reason for that. We always get, like, Southeast Asian regions, Japanese versions and stuff like that, and they also can regulate, they more have regulated rules on, what can be sold and done in mobile games. The West doesn't really have those, and, like, when we get global releases, they're always completely fucked, and Blade and Soul Revolution is no exception to this. And once again, we get a global release of a mobile game that was highly anticipated that gets butchered by corporate greed, basically, and exploitation. But enough about that. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the fucking stamina system. This is just what the fuck were you thinking, right? So, here's the thing, right? In other regions of the game, this stamina system is not that bad, because from what I understand, in the other regions, stamina drains a lot lower, and they also have a potion you can buy in the shop that makes it so that you drain your stamina faster, but get like twice the amount of drops in experience. Because they have an area in the game that we don't have yet, or might not even get, called the training arena. What the training arena is, it's an area you unlock at level 100 that allows you to go in for 30 minutes a day and just grind experience and drops. We do not have that. And based on what we see here in the game, it's possible we will not get this feature. If we don't, and if Netmarble comes out and says, hey guys, we don't have plans to add this, I am quitting. And I am boycotting Netmarble for the foreseeable future. I fucking hate this company. Now, again, we don't know if this is true or not. This is just speculation and rumors. They already said, oh guys, we're sorry we made the stamina too harsh. We lowered the amount of time, or we increased the amount of time it takes to deplete all your stamina. You still deplete all your stamina in less than an hour. Okay? You get about 1 to 2, maybe 3 levels, get all of your, experience boosts that you have, and you still only get 1 to 2, maybe 3 levels. And you're done. That's it. You can go and do your dungeon runs, your PvP, and your main quests, but eventually you're going to get stuck on main quests, and you're going to run out of dungeon tickets, and then you're basically done. There's people who, there's a lot of people who are level 190 plus and level cap already. But these are whales. These are people who spent all of their money on experience boosters and focus only on leveling and nothing else, right? Because they don't need to focus on contribution and other things to get stats, because they don't need it. They can just one-shot everything in the story, so it doesn't fucking matter. So it's a complete 180. Now, I think the reasoning behind the stamina system is they said, okay, a lot of Korean-made mobile games require you to leave your device on 24 hours a day, grinding with extremely low experience rate and extremely low drop rate, A3, V4, Black Desert Mobile. So they decided to say, hey, why don't we enforce it so that we have a system in place that makes it that you don't have to do that? And I'm perfectly fine with that. What Chinese games do is they say, we're going to give you a daily checklist and that's going to be your daily grind. What Korean games do is they say, we're going to let you grind as much as you want, but we're going to make the experience rate and the drop rate abysmal and require you to grind for 30 plus hours a week, more than 30 plus hours a week, 50 hours a week to get anywhere in the game, unless you want to pay money, right? We're going to hit you with extreme difficulty spikes. We're going to hit you with, extreme grind requirements and stuff like that. Blade and Soul Revolution tries to take sort of a middle ground approach. And what their approach is stamina. And the idea is that, hey, well, we're not going to allow you to grind for 24 hours a day. We're going to limit your progression, like what Chinese games do. But they have to understand that stamina systems in the West never go well. You're literally limiting how much players can play your game and level up and progress. And this is what a lot of players complain about. Okay, well, here's the thing. With Chinese games, it's like, oh, well, it's just a daily thing. I can only do it this and that and every day. All right, fine, whatever. It's a daily checkmark thing. I don't really care. But then they see the word stamina, and they're like, what the fuck is this? In an MMORPG, there's stamina? I can no longer level up? It immediately gets a bad taste in your mouth. And literally go on the game's forums, go on Google Play, go on YouTube. Every other person is complaining about this stupid stamina system. And I am 100% on board here. I understand what they were trying to do. But the fact that they either A, fucked over global so that stamina drains way too fast, and didn't give us and are not going to give us the training arena, or B, they're just fucking incompetent. The odds are it's A. What they're trying to do right now is they're trying to heavily monetize people wanting to get ahead early, people wanting to speed through levels early, right? Instead of allowing most free-to-play players to level up at a decent pace by doing training arena and by buying those stamina potions that allow you to get double experience but drain your stamina faster or whatever, right? So, it's highly likely, and this is just my opinion, that we will be getting these features in the future. But consider this. And this is where the rumors are coming around that they're not going to add this feature. Because we have features in the game that are not unlocked yet. Whirlwind Valley and Occupation Battle, the Marketplace, right? These are things that are in the menus that aren't unlocked yet. And yet, there's no option for Training Arena. It's not here. It would be right here under Field Boss, but it's not there. And same with the shop. There is no stamina shop that allows you to buy those stamina potions. So, and here's the other thing that doesn't make any sense to me. If they're going to go this route of monetizing leveling and monetizing players getting ahead early, why aren't they monetizing getting extra stamina? The decisions here don't make any sense, even from a exploitative mobile gaming standpoint, which Netmarble is famous for. And yet, they don't do the most obvious thing and say, we're going to charge you for extra stamina. Maybe they realized that people would get a little too pissed off at that. But it would make sense than just denying people progression. It's just really weird. I don't know, man. It's just bizarre. And, I don't want to spend this whole video talking about stamina, but it's a huge just what the fuck were they thinking, Okay, well, we know what they were thinking. They're trying to prevent people relying on the fact that they have to level, stay on the game 24 hours a day. But when the game starts really squeezing you for difficulty walls, right, in Act 4, it's like, well, I can't get any stronger, I can't level any faster, like, I'm stuck. And when you get to the end of Act 4, it wants you to get to level 170, and if you're getting like 1 to 2, sometimes 3 levels a day, it's like, what the fuck? It's just really weird. Anyway, so that's my rant on stamina. Yeah, overall, I think this game's okay. Like, the stamina system is the weirdest fucking thing, but this game has some really good and engaging combat, honestly. Like, I haven't had a mobile MMO where I actually had to dodge and pay attention to attacks and everything like that. Granted, a lot of the bosses, in fact, all of the bosses in the game right now are just telegraphed attacks that are like AoE circles you have to dodge, which is fucking boring, but, like, you can do so much better manually in this game than you can automatically, unlike a lot of other games, and the combat, like I said, is really engaging and it's very fun. It is very, very fun. The PvP right now is busted because we already have people that are 3 times as much stats as you and will just literally one-shot you, so that's really not fun. Like, we have the faction wars every night, right? Because this game has a faction system, which is kind of rare for mobile MMOs nowadays. A lot of mobile MMOs don't have faction systems. I think the last one that I played that had it was World of Kings, which was, a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. And, like, you already have people who are going on 80-plus kill streaks, can't get touched by anybody. They have so much defense and HP that they can get mobbed by 20 people and not even take down 1/3 of their health. Like, it's that type of bullshit, right? But it's mostly because how Netmarble is monetizing the game right now, which is they're trying to monetize people wanting to get ahead early and getting through progression walls and stuff like that, which makes sense. But they gave a lot of avenues for free-to-plays to grind in this game, but because of stamina, and because of, entry tickets and, all these other things, it just prevents progression, and you're kind of like, hey, well, I guess I need to spend money to get the gear that I need to progress or whatever. It's just kind of how it is. So that's where the game stands right now. But like I said, everything in this game is grindable. There is no gear in this game that's locked behind paywalls, which is interesting. Just about everything in this game is grindable through dungeons and an actual fucking 16-player raid, which, again, we haven't seen this in a while. We haven't really seen mobile MMOs do with PvE content since, like I said, World of Kings, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Warhammer Odyssey, too, to an extent, but, like, this is interesting. But like I said, like, a lot of these dungeons, like, don't really drop anything good until you get to the higher level ones. And yes, like I said, look, free-to-play avenues to grind for gear. Fantastic, wonderful, awesome. But, it's getting to that point that's going to take a while. And you'll see a lot of videos of people on C being like, oh, it's no problem, like, we do those dungeons all the time, and this and that. And that was been since, like, the start of the game. Meanwhile, on Global, we're having a much harder time actually getting to there. And again, I applaud them for trying to slow down progression and being like, hey, like, let's try to keep people in these, not have them grind 24 hours a day. But they're essentially monetizing progression and, well, I mean, I guess any game monetizes progression, but you know what I mean. But yeah, the only thing that's behind paywalls in this game right now is skills, because you can get an infinite, because, skill points you can just buy with Cash Shop currency if you want. Actually, I don't think you can buy skill points with Cash Shop currency. Oh, yes, you can. What am I saying? Yes, you can. Yeah, so skill points and pets. Pets are like the main thing that are behind, because this is Netmarble staple, right? This is a Netmarble staple pet gacha system, right? So, I mean, but besides that, right, like, all of your main gear, which is where the majority of your stats are going to come from, is grindable. Which, again, is awesome. No equipment behind paywalls. That's just something that every game should do. Not every game does it. A3, accessories were behind paywalls. Black Desert, accessories are behind paywalls. Which, In other versions of the game, they're not, because they're fucking assholes. V4, I think accessories were also behind paywalls. There was something else behind paywalls in that game. This game doesn't. Everything you can grind for. I got this from that wheel thingy thing. You know, where you get a wheel ticket every day. I got that from that. I got most of this Radiant gear from either story quests or from grinding dungeons and stuff like that. Like, look, I have a plus 12. I have a plus 13. All for mostly, you know, for free. I spent maybe like $15, $20 on this game so far. Like, it's, you know. Anyways, so the cash shop itself is okay. I mean, like I said, the main thing is the gachas, right? So you can either gacha for equipment directly, which the rates are super low, or you can gacha for pets, and this is the only way to get pets. You do get some free summons every day over here, you can see, but they don't really give you anything good. I mean, you know. And there's a lot of things in the shop you can buy for normal silver. Again, it's similar to Raja and other games where there's a lot of materials in here. Actually, something that I really like about this game is there's a lot of materials you can get for free, which is great. You can even get free, premium you can even get free, subscription thingies and ticket fragments and costumes with black crystals, which is the game's freemium currency, which, by the way, in other versions of the game, the freemium currency can be used to buy cash shop currency. But of course, because this is global, and every global game does this, the freemium currency cannot be used. It can only be used in this special shop. But it's nice that they gave us an avenue for this, because again, it lets us get free outfits, summon tickets, blessings, which are basically, subscription things for 1 week. Like, those are nice. Those are really nice benefits. And I'm glad they did that. At least something for us. You know what I mean? Instead of just letting us not use black crystals for anything. Or, in the worst case scenario, lock black crystals behind accessories. Or something bullshit like that. So, again, not the best thing. But it's okay. It's okay. Now, the main issue with this game, however, is that silver, the main currency in the game, is so fucking hard to get. Thanks, Black Desert Mobile. Is so fucking hard to get. It's really difficult. The main way to get silver in this game right now is to do arena. Because every time you win an arena, you get like 100k plus silver, and that's like great. But the problem is because you're stuck in progression. Like, I'm in fucking bronze. I've lost so many times because you get matched with people who just you can't beat. Because, of course, this is a mobile game. There's no stat balancing, right? So, it's a pain. But it is an avenue. And there is a lot of rewards for PvP as well that require you to grind in PvP. Like, you can get tickets to make purple gear, right? But it takes 5 weeks for an accessory and 10 weeks for a weapon, so yeah. But you can get these battlefield chests that can give you more fragments. It can give you lots of stuff here. You can get elixirs, silver for playing, arena every week. So you can get 500k silver every week. So again, there's good avenues to make silver through PvP, but since the PvP is pay to win, and, the whales are just going to one-shot everybody, and blah, 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 blah. It's a kind of a pain in the ass right now until people can start grinding for gear, and that's just kind of how it is. But you can see all the bundles in here. Like, this chest is actually really good. This is a $1 chest, and I actually got lucky and got 77 pet summon tickets, which is like a 0.04% chance or something like that. The problem I have with this game right now is a lot of the stuff in the shop isn't really worth it. The only thing that I would say is worth it is this, for this experience pet for $3, and the $1 thing, like I said before, and the Hong Moon Pass for $5. Pretty much everything else in this game isn't really worth it and is way too expensive for what they're offering. So I wouldn't recommend really buying anything else right now, unless you're a whale. Like, even this, like, all-in-one starter bundle, $20 for 210 tickets. I mean, like, this one's okay, but, like, you have to buy the $3 one first, I think. There's 2 monthly packs. One is for pet summons. You get 14 pet summons total. And this one where you get a free purple accessory after 2 weeks. These ones, again, are okay for $10, but aren't really anything, like, fantastical, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really like monthly cards in other games where they give you stuff that's really worthwhile. These ones are just like, okay. And I'll tell you what, this one's oops. This one's a lot better than the pet one because the pet's all RNG and you almost will never get a decent pet. Whereas this one, you're guaranteed a purple accessory. And remember, you can also grind for 10 fragments every week from Battlefield Shop, and you can also get these from drops in other places too, so, you know. Yeah, let's see, what else? In terms of stat dumps, this game doesn't have too much. The passives are the main stat dumps, but mostly because of how much more difficult it is going to be to get passive experience points, you kind of want to focus on certain things, like your attack power, piercing, crit, and stuff like that. So you have areas you want to like try to focus on. But of course, whales are going to be able to max all of these out, so there's that problem. Your skills, I think they have a max of level 20, but again, it's the same thing like all the other Korean mobile games where it's like you just get an infinite number of skill points that you can put into your skills. But so you have to kind of pick and choose. And the main problem with this game is skill resets are money. I think it costs like $10 to do a skill reset, which is fucking bullshit. So make sure you don't fuck up your skill builds. Look online, look on Discord before you start using your skill points, because if you fuck up your skill build, you're going to have to reset because you are really gimp if you don't do your skill builds right. And I'll just give you a tip for Blade Master. Get everything to level 5, level 6, and then max out Lightning Draw and Flock of Blades, okay? These are your main two skills that will do the most damage, so max those out first after you get everything else to like level 5, just to get the variants and stuff like that, or even level 6. And then once you get those to level 20, then start maxing out your normal skills, okay? All right, what else here? Yeah, like I said, the dungeons are okay. They're basically miniaturized versions of the dungeons on the PC version, but again, it's cool that there are dungeons in this game. You get 4 free runs every week, but you can also craft more runs using tickets you can get from drops or from the shop every week as well. Like I said, there's a 14-player raid, which comes also in a hard version as well. And there's no event tab yet, so we'll have to see what that's about. But yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about enhancing now. The enhancing system in this game is actually not that bad. So equipment can't break, but it becomes damaged. And when it becomes damaged, you can no longer sell it on the market if it's tradable, or you can't enhance it anymore. So you have to repair it using the same type of equipment. So if I want to repair my plus 13 here, I would need to put in like a really high plus like radiant necklace in order to be able to repair it. Otherwise, it's just going to fail. And the chance of actually enhancing it past like plus 9 goes down to like 50% to plus 10, and then it goes down to like 30% and then like 20%. So it goes down pretty dramatically, but you get a lot of materials you can use to upgrade. So, and in fact, you actually do need to upgrade and salvage plus 8 materials to craft purple gear. So upgrading and dismantling is a really big part of the game, and so is crafting, which again is great. It gives you an avenue to grind for everything in the game. One of the biggest issues, however, is soul shield leveling. Soul shields, there's a lot of different sets similar to PC, and there are sets that just have more stats than other sets. But the problem is leveling a single set to level 30 is so fucking expensive that you just wonder if it's even worth doing, you know, because there's an event that wants you to level up the basic one, which gives you the experience boost all to level 30, which I just finished. And by the way, it cost a ridiculous amount of money. You know, but if I were to level up any of the other sets, I would get better stats, right? But I'm still hearing people saying, you know, just get these all to level 30 and then save all the materials for the purple ones. So, I don't know. But that's what I'm doing right now. That's my plan right now. But, yeah. There's also this Reforged System, which allows you to get random stats on your gear. You can also use these fixed forge stones to save a particular stat. But obviously, the higher grade the gear, the more materials it costs. So, you get these from dismantling gear and from crafting as well. So there's that, and there's a lot of options you can see here, the grades and everything like that. So some RNG in there, but you know, you can work on that and get these through crafting and events and stuff like that that you can use to try to make your gear as good as possible. So as you can see this one here, I have a triple S crit damage and crit and attack power. On my weapon, I have 3 triple S's. So, stuff like that. Anything else? Faction system. I mean, you get faction points for doing various faction stuff, and you can go to the faction shop based on your faction rank and get things every week, which is really useful. So faction is definitely a big part of this game. As you can see, you can get black crystals, you can get skill techniques, skill variants, which are very expensive, but you can get skill techniques, additional faction points, crafting materials for weapons, as you can see. But obviously you need to be very high ranked to buy these, but yeah. Just some things to consider. The guild system, I mean, we don't have guild wars in the game yet, but, I mean, right now my guild is pretty... I mean, since guilds are also separated by factions, it's a little bit tricky to find a decent guild right now. But there is stuff like, you know, there's the guild dungeon, which is just like a boss battle type thing. You have your clan shop, which you can buy some really useful things in every week, so... You know, once you upgrade your guild to higher level, like we're working on our level, so we can buy skill points, we can buy faction points, we can get silver every week, like I said. So there's a lot of things you can do by helping your clan out. So you want to make sure that you level your clan, so your clan shop, you get a lot of good things from that. So again, more avenues for free-to-play players to grind, and it's fantastic. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, the progression wall right now is a little iffy. And the stamina system is a big issue, but overall, I think this game is really well done, actually. Like, there's a lot of really good features in this game. You know, there's the raid, there's the dungeons that are fun, there's the PvP, which is pay to win, but, you know, whatever. But there's a lot of variety in the combat. The combat's very engaging, and a lot of things are grindable. But the main problem with the game is the stamina and progression walls, unless you're paying lots of money to get, you know, like full purple. But again, you can grind for it. It's just going to take more time, and you're going to be behind. And a lot of people are raging and quitting because they just can't progress. And I think that's what, again, I'm pretty sure what Netmarble is doing is they're weeding out the people who don't want to pay, and they're trying to get the people who are going to pay. You know, it's an asshole move, but that's just what they're doing. And they really did fuck over Global if they aren't adding Training Arena, but we don't know if that's true yet or not. So yeah, that's Blade and Soul Revolution. I do like this game. I am still playing it. You know, because I'm just waiting for the moment where I can actually do higher level fucking content. But, you know, because it's how slow it is right now, and I'm mostly just waiting for them to release Training Arena, or for them to say, hey, we're not releasing Training Arena. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go play Black Desert Mobile because there's more stuff I can do on there. But, yeah, I think this game is good. I really do. I just think the stamina system is the biggest thing holding it back right now.